beloved.
But tonight, black man, it's his birthday. So he's somewhere partying with other people, his family. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay. Because, it's his birthday. And happy birthday to Black Man Unfiltered. So, guys, when y'all get an opportunity, make sure you all go over and wish Black Man Unfiltered a happy birthday. Give him a thumbs up. He ain't told me how old he was. He ain't told me nothing. He just called out of work today talking about it was his birthday. Should I believe him? No, I'm just kidding. It didn't happen like that. But it is his birthday. But I have a special guest here with me today. And most of you all know him. It is the modern Renaissance man. And we're going to bring him up. Hello, sir.
What's going on? Doing good. How are you, security boss?
I'm doing good. It's Monday. I love Mondays. Me and Black Man have a good time. I hope you're ready for it. I know you are.
Always.
I know. I ain't even got to say nothing because look, your pre-show was too funny and definitely very good. Very good. I really like that. So anybody who saw it, it was good. Go ahead. Would you get ready to say something?
Oh, I was laughing at the Dearly Beloved. I love that.
We got all kind of sideshow sound effects and all that going on. But before we get started, y'all have not seen the title yet. It is Our Traditional Family Roles Becoming Obsolete. We're going to talk about it. We got a video that brings us into it. But before we get started, I want to say hello and thank you to all my people over on TikTok. Again, thank you guys for all your engagement. Y'all really y'all are ideal. Y'all show folks how to do it. Now, YouTube, y'all know, y'all my people. But them people over on TikTok, they be getting it, y'all. So definitely, those of you who are here from TikTok, thank you for being here. Make sure you come over to Unsolicited and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell because whenever I'm live, I want y'all to be there because y'all be all in it. I appreciate it. Instagram, the same. Y'all got YouTube. Y'all my family. I've been here with y'all. Y'all been here with me. But them TikTokers and them Instagram folks, boy, they be on it. So I got to give a shout out to them and all those over there on Facebook. But listen, guys, when you're coming in, it's your first time being here to my live, make sure you're subscribing to the channel because guess what? SB is very, very close to her 5,000. I don't even know. Very, very close. I only have 20. Well, a little bit more than 25 more to go, and I'll be at 5,000. So guess what? If you have not subscribed to the channel and you're sitting in this live right now, I need you to hit that bell, and I need you to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you give me a thumbs up as you come in. So I need to be at 5,000 by the end of the show. What you think, MRM?
Yeah, I think you can do it. I think if enough of my subs, if they are coming over here, I already told them, I always tell them, which I'm honest, I was like, y'all, check it out as you go, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like. I think Mama Don already subscribed to you, Beth Mitchum, and Red just did.
Thank you, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna give them a shout out before we get started, so we can show our appreciation to them also. So, if you're new to the channel and if you're not new, can I give y'all a shout out? Beth Mitchum is the first name that I see here. Eugene, Miss Dr. Steele, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. DeSusos, hello, how are you? Cars, it's good to see you, brother. It is so good to see you. Sugar Bump girl, how you doing? Oh Lord, what you Lording for? It's his birthday. Chorus, hello, Mama Carol. Mama Carol, how are you? I read your comment. You got it dead on. Red, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. If I missed somebody, which I know I did, because BBB, where you been? What you been doing? You been hanging out in good places? Lim, it's good to see you. Thank y'all so much for being here. Lady Navoa, hello. Guys, if I miss someone, y'all know I see y'all coming in as we Don, where you been? I see you. I know you here. You were here. Now you go. I see you. Let's see who else. But listen, if I see you guys, I give y'all my finger, give you the thumbs up as we go. But I appreciate you all for being here and subscribing to the channel. Tap. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Cat student number 1. Hello. Make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for that. We are on our way to 5,000. Actually, we're on our way to 10,000, but we must hit this monumental 5,000 first. But thank you so much for being here. And MRM, thank you too for a late notice. We just called up on you and you showed up. So I appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
And we already know you got outstanding character, humor, and you know they're gonna get a show. So everybody's Sugar Bum says, I think I find him incredibly condescending and a bit rude. Who? MRM? Sugar Bum.
Dearly beloved.
You didn't say who, so I'm not gonna take it as if it's me. I don't know who she talking about.
I don't know. Do you know who Sugar Bum is? Have you ever met Sugar Bum?
I don't think so.
Ooh, she is the number one. She sits right beside me. I love her to be in my shows, but I think she is what we're gonna call the modern feminist.
Oh.
Sugar Bum, can I call you that? If not, tell me what I can call you outside of Sugar Bum. I'm just trying to describe you very quickly to him so he'll know who you are, so he'll know exactly how to deal with you in the future. So, but yeah, she's the bomb. I love for her to be here, and she's funny. She keeps us going. Dallas Cowboys, hello, how are you? So listen, tonight's show is the traditional family roles becoming obsolete. Now, I'm talking about this because we done went through 50-50. I've spoken about modern marriages. I've spoken about traditional marriages. So I think what we're going to do is Mr. Boss has a video that we're going to look at first. Before we do that, we're going to go around the world. Because it's something I want to bounce off of you, MRM, that I don't know if you know or not. You probably know. But I need you to give me some clarity on this one. This is a big deal to me, unless I'm just weird. Okay. But have you heard from the Smoking Gun website that Brother Al Sharpton, back in the 1980s, was an FBI informant?
Yes. I've heard that before. And to be quite honest, as of right now, I would say I'm kind of like, oh, wow, everybody just kind of hearing about this right now?
Well, apparently something has happened or turned over again. I don't know yet what. When I heard it, I was like, what? Because I haven't heard that before. I have not.
When you find somebody like, I mean, not only that, they're saying that Jesse Jackson was at one time too.
Now,
so the reason
I've heard that now.
Yeah, and the reason why I say is because in Illinois, I actually got a trophy from Jesse Jackson for getting good grades in a ghetto school. But anyway, when you actually become something from coming from the hood like I did, they want you to become a part of the organization. So when I heard about Rainbow Coalition, I'm like, I'm not about to join no gay organization. No. And that's not what they are, by the way, for the ones that are listening. That's not what they are. But I thought that's what it was. And so anyway, they had me come and speak at different events. And that's when a lot of people who were a part of Rainbow Coalition in there, some of them came up to me and were like, look here, young man, you are very different. You are completely different from the norm. And this is not for you. And you know, they're like, we're not trying to hate on you, but we're getting out of this ourselves. It's not what it's all cracked up to be. And that's when they told me, actually, Al Sharpton them, they all work for the man. I'm thinking like, the white man. I'm like, what? They're like, no, they work for the FBI, man. They work for the FBI. They're not true to who they are. Ever since MLK has been gone, they've been compromised, man. They work for that dollar. And I was just kind of like, I was new to all this, and I was just thinking like, what? So of course, I had my suspicions. If somebody can tell me anything, I always go and research it for myself. But I let it marinate for a little bit, and I did have some thoughts of, are they just telling me that because I'm just being honest? A lot of times, new thoughts, new ideas, new talent come around a certain atmosphere, and folks don't like it. So I had a lot of that in my mind. Like, is that what they're doing? Are they trying to actually deflect and don't want me to become a part of this because I might outshine them, even though that's not what I'm about? And as I got to talking to different folks, within my church, my home church, they were all kind of like, yeah. And it's like, just watch what he does. Because just as a teenager, all I know is that these people were the ones that, like, your grandmother, that's Mr. Al Sharpton. He fights for us. So you believe what they say and you put him in your mind as being that person that does that. And then when you got these folks, and once you start getting around that circuit, that start to kind of tell you the truth, like, bro, you have a really good heart and you are in it for the real deal, but don't surround yourself with them. I'm telling you what they're trying to do. And sure enough, I spoke for them twice, and it became a deal of, hey, when you show up, you're going to be bringing some money. Like, people want to come and hear you, young man. And yeah, you got a future ahead of you. But as we got to talking, like what they call the green room or the back room, I'm telling folks right now, it was never about the people. It's never about genuinely helping people. It's no different than what like Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson. It's no different than what a lot of pastors in these mega churches do. It's to get people pumped up. It's to get them there. It's to get all we're trying to do is get you to show up. That's what they do. They just want you to show up because it's going to come down to how much dollars is about to be made there.
Well, he denies it, but he admits to working with the FBI and for about 2 years and wearing a wire. He denies being an informant, but he does admit working with them and wearing a wire for about 2 years. And this was supposed to be to bring down a mob family. Now, do you really think that it just would stop here?
No. And to say that he did that to bring down a mob family, when I mean, I'm just being real. I have a lot of family that's up in Chi-Town. A lot of people that follow me on my channel, they know what my family is about. For him to say that he was being used to bring down a mob family, really?
Yes, the Genovese.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're not going to use him to bring down no mob family. They're going to use some other crook that might be involved in that type of lifestyle to bring down a mob family, not a reverend. What would he be involved with the mob for? And that is a good question.
He denies, like I said, he denies being an informant, but they're questioning how did you even get here? And they're saying, I think it was behind drugs. So maybe he was on drugs, got caught with drugs, something having to do. They got him in a predicament, of course, to make him sell himself out this way. So I don't know if this is something that's coming out, is totally going to come out, or are we just hearing little snippets because something is still going to come out more?
Yeah. And I would say around those circuits, just like even with Jesse Jackson, all of them, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, from what we've been around and what I've been hearing, even when it was around Chicago, is that it was always something to do with infidelity. So whether it was drugs or not, I can say, but if they said infidelity, I'd be like, I would believe that first and foremost. If he was caught on film, in picture, and compromising positions to where they can use that against him and say, hey, we got this on you. Look what these black people think this of you. They have this in their head of you. Now, do you actually want us to go in and put this out there and confirm that this is really who you are? Because he would lose all credibility.
Oh, I mean, either way, he's lost it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, because I'm questioning too much now. I'm really questioning come on, an informant for the FBI. But he denies the drugs. But there's some kind of way you got yourself in this position. But he also denies being an informant, but he does say he worked with them for 2 years. So, and he did wear wires and things of that sort. So I just wanted to bring that out. I don't know if everybody or anybody else knew about it that's in the chat, but y'all go to the Smoking Gun website and read more on the whole file and see exactly what he's been accused of and why. I didn't go into it. It was just shocking to me to hear that. But like you said, Jesse, I already heard about that some time back, or the suspicions of that. So I wasn't surprised by him. But Al, I thought Al, I never would have thought that about Al. So, that's just my piece. I wanted to bring that out. What you got for Around the World? What you been listening to?
Oh man, this something came across me today that I get stuff sent to me from different news sources, but this past weekend I spoke somewhere and I was talking about relationships, and I was talking about people meeting each other, and I was saying things like it's crazy because I got 2 sons and they're going to be in a dating game, and I pushed them, you're going to meet people like you. I'm telling them, like, this ain't gonna be no online deal. If it is online, you need to tell that person to show a picture of themselves talking and saying your name out loud, writing your name on a piece of paper and showing it, things like that. And sure enough, someone sent me this yesterday, a catfish scheme. I don't know if y'all know about that. A catfish scheme that led to like a triple homicide. A young girl, I forget where it was. I think it was like, oh God, Riverside, in Los Angeles. She was posing as a older woman and was catfishing this older man. Well, because her being a teen, their mind's not fully developed, so they don't know a whole lot of different, alerts to look out for. So this guy was able to talk to her in such a way that she literally gave away the location of where she was located at, and he showed up there thinking he's about to get this older woman, and he ended up like killing her grandmother, her grandfather, and her mother. And then he kidnapped her and took her, and that led to him actually getting into it with the police pretty much, and they end up shooting and killing him. But herself, she survived. So that right there is what I was telling like a lot of my little mentees, especially the females. This is the type of stuff that y'all can get yourselves into when you get on the internet and you're playing games with people. You know, she thought it was this teenager thought it was cute to sit there and, oh, I got this guy, you know, saying this, doing I'm gonna say this to him, just playing games and not knowing that guy who was he thought he was talking to a legit grown woman.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the fact he was able to manipulate her into saying certain things or doing certain things to figure out her location. And turns out she's a teenager. And so that's one of the things that came across my table. And that's what I'm saying. Things like this, folks, you cannot trust the internet. That's why it's very important to meet people. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know. And not only that, they have this thing now. And you're exactly right, because she had no idea he was mentally ill. Because, you know, on the flip side of that, it could have been just a funny thing and everybody would have been, hello, met a new friend or whatever. But she had no idea he had issues. There's also with that catfishing, it's not a new thing, but it's something that we don't hear a lot of. And that's those stalkers. You know, a lot of times those catfish people, or you know, the other end of it, they end up being stalkers. What?
I was gonna say this is okay. I can say this. We literally today at one of my facilities, we literally had a meeting because one of our residents, he was going on to Facebook and looking up some of the nurses that work in one of our facilities. Okay. Now they became uncomfortable because he was making this is us in the meeting. This is the administration, all of us in the meetings, department heads. Okay. And he was making comments about some of the female nurses there on their Facebook pages. Right. Now we had to really discuss this in part because you know, of course they had other men in there as well. It was women there, but it was just pretty much all sexes were represented. Let's just say that. And at first, it's not that we were taking his side, but we were just saying, look, if you guys are on Facebook and y'all got pictures of y'all in swimsuits and y'all like bent over and doing things like that, these residents, even though they're in their 60s and some in their 70s, you guys have it open to the public. So at first it started off like, okay, he's stalking, Well, he's been inappropriate with us while we're here. And me and another few other men, we're just saying, all we're saying is that the way that you guys are presenting yourself on Facebook, and he's leaving comments on there saying, look at that A, and oh, your A look good. Oh, I would do this and do this and do that. And then when they come to work, he's saying this things. Yeah. So that's what it messed that up. But here's the kicker though. The kicker came in is that it creeped them out so bad that they were just like, you know, they told him to cut the behavior out and he kept doing it. So all of a sudden they just felt weird because he was being really, really aggressive with it. And come to find out, they looked him up, which this is crazy. This show you how some things can slip through the cracks. This man is wanted in Alabama for like over $200,000 theft. And we're like, what did he heist? A bank, a diamond? So I'm talking to the point to where the police showed up deep at one of our facilities today to take a man away in a wheelchair because this dude has a crazy warrant in Alabama. And I mean, so all I'm saying is that when you talk about doing things online, I mean, of course it led to this man getting arrested, but again, you putting yourself out there online on Facebook and on the internet and things like that. And to say that this man was stalking, you can, but
see, there's still some mental illness there because he had enough sense though to gather their names and to go to Facebook. But wait a minute. I thought you had to like friend people. You can just go on Facebook and look at their things.
From my understanding, there's also the option, I think, from what because I'm new to Facebook. It might not seem like it, but I am. Yeah, I think there's the option to where they can just follow you.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, like I will get something that says such and such started following you on Facebook. I'm like, I don't know who this is, but
okay, and you don't have to accept anything.
No, you don't have to. I don't think there's a way that you can accept. I don't know. Like I said, I'm new. I don't know if you can accept it or not. I just know that it'll just pop up and say, hey, you know, Cherry Cola, Pepsi started following you. And I'm just now.
So you know what? It's a very scary thing because stalkers are real.
Yep.
And he knew enough, even though he was 67 or whatever, to gather their names and then go to Facebook and find them and watch them. And he didn't hide either because he could have used an alias and they never knew who he was. And he could have just been watching them. And every time they coming in saying something a little sly or whatever. So he knew exactly what he was doing, but it's real.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you a little story and then we're going to move on. Mr. Boss and myself had Mr. Boss more so than me. We had a stalker for about 3 years. He started. It was an ex-employee.
Okay.
For about 3 years. And it wasn't about the job. It was who knew what it was about. But for about 3 years, he stalked us. Yeah, we had to go to court. This is no lie. In those 3 years, I want to say we went to court about 9 times. Found out so much about the court system, found out that they can't hold you in jail no more than 88 days without charging you with something, found out a lot. Found he was mentally ill. We feel like he had got on drugs, lost it, and stalked us for about 3 years. And all of a sudden he just disappeared. That last time he was in jail, they would say the judge was telling us, hey, listen, we've kind of messed up along the way because if you don't go have them mentally evaluated before his time runs out, then you have to let him go. So they need 10 days to mentally evaluate someone before their time runs out. So this last time they caught it at about the 78th day and got him over to the mental health facility, was able to mentally develop whatever. And they probably treated him also, got him some meds or whatever he needed. Whatever he did, we never heard anything more from him. And this took 3 years for them to do. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Between 88 and 90 days is the longest they can hold you in jail without charging you with a crime. The only thing he was being charged with was communicating threats. But it got crazy. I mean, no, the judge would tell him this every time. They would let him out after about 88 days. They would let him out. Say, don't do this, don't do this. He'll say, okay, judge. As soon as he got wherever he was going, he'll start calling again, threatening I can't even tell y'all the things he threatened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. For about 3 years. Yeah. And it got so bad one time. Let me tell you this. I'm going to answer your question. He got so bad one time, he tried to chase us into court. And the sheriff's department and everybody rushed us in. They was like, is this for real right now? They had to, yeah. We had to go in the back way, the backwards way. You know how most people go in, you check your shoes, you check your belt. They rushed us in the back way because he was rushing them to get to us to go to court. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it got crazy. And nobody really knows why. Well, I'm going to tell you what he said. He told the judge, and this is no lie. The judge asked them, what are you doing and why? And he said, they got my W-2s. You see Mr. Boss back there? I am not kidding. That's what he told the judge. They got my W-2s. The judge said, can you please give him his W-2s? Gave him his W-2s. We'll send it through the courts or whatever. And it still did not stop. To that last time, he was able to be evaluated. They probably figured out what was wrong with him, gave him some meds, got him straight within that 10-day period or however long it took. And we never heard from him ever again. We don't know where he went. Who knows? We don't know.
Holy smokes.
But they said he had what's the word they said he had for, I can't even think of the word right now, but it's a medical term that he had for my husband. Not freaky, but
I got you.
It was all he saw was him, and whatever he did, that's all he thought about was him. It's more not, I want to say infatuation, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
Right.
It's another word that they use, and they say until he gets another one, it will be him. So
I mean, you said he worked for you guys, right?
Yeah, he did. Was an excellent, can I say an excellent employee? Yes.
Now, that's why I was wondering. I wonder if he became very fond of your husband because of the possible work, work or the employee relationship they had, and he didn't want that to go. I don't know if your husband's like a good mentor to him or something like that, and he just couldn't part with that,
No, he was, but it became
obsessed.
Yeah, it became toxic. It became like he was feeling like the things he would say about what he would do, it was controlling him, if that makes sense. It was controlling him. He acted as though Mr. Boss had control over him and his girlfriend. Like like he could come into his house, and he kept saying this, and this is kind of funny, but I'm gonna tell you the first thing he said, and then we're gonna keep going. But he called, this is when it first started. He called and he said, I'm calling him Mr. Boss. Of course, that's not what he called him. He said, Mr. Boss, I know you made my woman wear that red dress. I saw y'all. I saw you. I was on top of the building. He said, I saw you. You made her get in that red Cadillac and drive off. I saw you. I saw you do it. I saw you. And my husband was like, man, what you talking about? What's wrong with you? And he was like, you think I don't know? Because I was on the top of the building. I was watching. But I saw you. You made her get into that Cadillac. You made her wear that dress, that red Cadillac. I saw you. I was on top of the building. And, you get, and it was like, see, it was like in the middle of the night, though. So you know how you think that you just kind of brush stuff off a little bit? Because by this time, he's not working for us anymore. We had started getting messages that this person was standing up in the middle of our establishments, sleep, not leaning, not head down, standing up, sleep. So we started getting those type of phone calls, and we was like, what? Mr. Boss started investigating. It was like, look, I don't know what's going on with you, but of course, then the drug testing and all that, how it went from there. And it was some weird things, but you don't question stuff if you just don't suspect it, because he was a humble guy. He was the most humble guy, good fella, always came to work, really reliable, just one of those people. And it just changed. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah, that standing up sleep.
That's how I started. Fixation. Thank you. That was it. They said he had a fixation for my husband. That's what it was. And it was real. When he started talking about being on top of that building, we were like, you what?
Yeah, and it sounded like some,
yeah, it was real.
Obsessive and almost some paranoia and schizo like type stuff too, though.
Well, we was just trying to put it together. We felt like, because he talked to my husband so much, and he was telling him about being married and asking the girl, his woman, to marry him. Don't, y'all living together, make this woman an honest woman, just all of this kind of stuff. And so we figured that his girlfriend called Mr. Boss's name maybe too many times. And maybe he felt like he was being controlling to her in some way, but he's never even talked to her. But when your mind messes up, it just messes up. Right. You say what, I have no idea. But that was the first thing. That was the first real sign of him stalking us, was that day when he talked about being on top of the roof and seeing Mr. Boss made her wear this short dress and get into a Cadillac.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it did not stop from that for about 3 years.
Wow. So that, I know there's probably a lot of variables that can come into that, but I'm pretty sure if it's that case and he said you made my girl or whatever like that, I'm pretty sure that your husband's name, Mr. Boss' name, came out of somebody's mouth in their own private conversations, and he wasn't liking that.
All the time. I'm sure it was him, because he had those conversations with him. Like you said, it was more, he was mentoring. This guy was an awesome guy, humble, good employee, very reliable, big guy. He had the presence, military. He was
military?
I think he was.
Oh,
he was. If I remember correctly, he definitely could have been.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He was like a gentle giant type guy, and it just went sour. Some parts of me are like saying, I wish I knew where he was, but in the other parts of me, I'm like, hey, I know I don't want to know. Because listen,
that's the sympathy for the devil like type thing, right there.
Like, no, that side I knew, the side that I knew, and then the other side that I didn't know. But I do want to tell you this. Oh gosh, I forgot that quick. I don't know what I was getting ready to say, but anyway, it was good. It was good while it was good. Then when it got bad, it went terrible. But he stalked us for about 3 years. Oh, I know what it was. He didn't have any means. During that 3-year period, he lost everything. So we didn't have to worry about, finding us, popping up on us and things like that. The only time he ever saw us was going to court.
Okay.
So he didn't have the means to actually get at us. So, but I would believe that he would, if he could, he would have.
Wow.
But anyway, I
3
know. So
years
that's a
though.
real
Wow.
thing. And that starts, I mean, it's a real thing. So when people tell you things about stuff on the internet and people stalking you and this fixations that they had, it'd be so real. You just don't even know. You have no idea how real it is. So I just when you talked about that, it's a real thing, and mental illness is very, very real. So y'all be careful, like he said, on the internet, dealing with people. Make sure they show you your. Actually, meet them out in the park somewhere. Not saying that that's the best way, but 10 o'clock in the morning or at the police station would be okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Matter of fact, a lot of my speaking engagements, they are typically like right across the street from a police station.
Oh yeah. No, because you don't know. We're up here thinking. I mean, we're just talking, having conversation and sharing. You're 20 years married. I'm 27 years married. So we're sharing and just. I feel like we're young married folks. Does that make sense? I feel like we're young married folks. We can relate on both sides, right?
Yes.
So we're up here sharing. But do you know how many people hate us right now?
Oh, I know. Woo. And you just mentioning the other place that you saw me at the other night. Yeah. Oh,
do you
my
know?
God.
No, you really don't know how many people, and probably more hate me than you, because I'm on marriage and relationship all day, every day, and how successful and happy it can be. I'm not going to say happy, but fulfilling it should be, and nuclear family. And I'm talking about this every day. And some people are like, get that woman out of here. We choke her. You know it.
Yes.
So
oh, yes.
we do have to be careful. I do have to be careful. I have to stop pretending that it may have not reached my local area yet,
Yeah, so, I mean, we had some weird things that happened. Like, I mean, I think one of the benefits of what I do though is like I do a lot of speaking at police events too, like Back in the Blue. Yep. So we had some weird things happen where we had some somebody sent some pizza or something like that, like 4 or 5 times, to where the police then just got a hold of every chain in the city and just said, this guy will never order pizza from you guys or in line or anything like that. So shut that down, whoever's doing it. Wow. And but I mean, oh man, security boss is there's been times where let me just say this. I'll let them know that I'm not the person that you actually would want to do that to. You know what I mean? I'll let people know this. I'm like, look, I openly talk about the background that I come from. I openly talk about the type of family that I came up in. And I let them know, if you guys try something on me, I'm telling you, it's for the benefit of you. Number one, you don't know me that well. I'm not a politician. If you touch me, I'm telling you, I could be the nicest guy in the world. Family, or I'm all those things. But if you put your hands on me, I'm telling you, you're going to find out that you aren't the only one that's crazy. And I'm not.
But you know what? I think they take it for granted because you are here delivering a good message. You are a man of God. I am a woman of God. So it's like, let's pounce on her. She's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow. So be careful. I'm going to be careful and I'm going to continue to do what I do. So, I hope people understand that. I got Mr. Boss. Nobody knows what he looks like. How about that? And he's always there. So we're going to keep it all in perspective and continue to do what we do and continue to bless people with being examples of marriage, because we got to get this nuclear family back together.
Yes,
we do. And that's kind of what we're talking about today, because it's in trouble. It's been in trouble for a while. But before we get there, there's one more thing I want to mention, and we don't have all the facts on it, so I'm just going to briefly mention it. But the young lady, Shaquilla, the young girl from North Carolina that died in Mexico, or that was deleted in Mexico.
Yeah, there you go.
They're one of the arrest warrants is out. We don't know who it's for yet, but we all have our suspicions. I would say get it to one of the ones that ain't talking, so she can tell everything. So promise her freedom. I would say don't get the one who was the most aggressive. Don't go after her. Get the one of the onlookers and make her talk and tell everything that she saw for her freedom. I bet you'll get a better deal that way. What you think?
Oh yeah, and you know what? That's funny. That right there led me to what you were just asking the other day when you were saying, today when you just asked me, what were you doing over there? That's actually what drew me over there, because somebody was like, hey, I know a guy that's in the medical field and he can. And I saw the video on that, and I was showing them, and I went through it slowly. I was like, guys, from what this girl ultimately died from. I sat there and I showed them, we counted 7 blows to the back of their girl's head, with her head being bent like this and getting hit right there in that spot where she had the fracture at. And so they just couldn't figure out why she wasn't like, they said, why when she was being hit, she seemed like she was limp? Because I let them know that, hey, if you hit C1 and you fracture C1, that controls everything from that spot all the way down. But at the same time, I did see her do her hand like this, and she kind of moved around a little bit. And so they gave me, you know, they gave me videos and showed me like, I actually got to see the autopsy, which the autopsy didn't go into details like a lot of us medical professionals like to see. But when they showed that she had like what they call a luxation C1 atlas, that means her first vertebrae was actually dislocated. So, but what we usually do when we get something like that, we like to go into detail and see what other bodily systems were harmed by that. And at the same time, the question came down to, and I told him this, I said, I'm just letting y'all know that if she took those blows and then she got up and she moved, she did anything like that, if you could have a fracture in your neck, and the more you continue to move it around, it can be causing further damage. So they could possibly say, well, they didn't technically murder her, whoever did it, but what she did afterwards, all the moving around, is what ended up ultimately leading to her death. But the ones that were holding the camera and all that, you know, you heard the background talking. The guy was even saying, "You're not gonna fight back, Shaquille? Dang, at least fight back or something."
Yeah.
So they knew that this was about to go down. They knew that this girl's about to get, there's about to be a fight, because they were preparing for it. And it's almost like the girl, they was like, okay, re-recording, go. And then it went down. So, but whoever's getting arrested right now, yeah, you're right. I know for a fact, like do they not see what's going on with Brittany Griner? Mexico is going to be worse. You don't want to go to jail in Mexico.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It's done because they did it. It's done. And the way they get the true story is to get the ones that's the onlookers, though. You don't ask the one that's the aggressor, because she gonna have her version of it. You ask the ones who got something to lose. Because you know what? If I'd have been in there and I saw all this, I don't know how I would have responded, but I wouldn't have joined in. But I would have been willing to tell somebody when I got to a safe space. Because the way that girl beat her, ain't nothing stopping her from beating the next one. So I'm with that on that. She was a very aggressive young lady. So, you know, and with nobody helping nobody. So I don't know how much talking I would have been doing in the moment.
Yeah, even the man, I'm thinking like the man, I mean, he could have just went in there and just broke it up, you know, just stopped it. But like I said, the fact that he had his camera out and they was like, all like ready, set, go. They were expecting that.
No, I don't think they were those kind of dudes. Or what I'm hearing now is people don't break up fights anymore.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let's read the super chat. We're gonna get started. It is from Mr. Clement Gray. And let me see. People forget that just because you are a believer doesn't mean we don't have breaking points. You are so right. Even God had enough. That's why he deleted with a flood. You're exactly right. He took them out, didn't he?
Don't forget about the wars too.
He wanted the biggest thing to have. With the flood, it just said everybody has to go.
All of y'all getting back.
I don't even want to talk about it no more. I've already done and decided what I'm getting ready to do.
Yep.
Briscoe the King. What's up, everybody? It's good to see you. So anyway, Tamika, hello. Good to see you also. We're going to get into it. Is traditional family roles becoming obsolete? Mr. Boss, can you play the video for us? All right, here we go.
Most men nowadays want the hybrid woman where she works also, but has some traditional values. But if you want a woman like that, you also have to be a hybrid man.
That's what I'm talking about.
You
Not
have
necessarily.
You have to be, well, because that woman is working, right? She's working and she's making her money, whatever the case. She can't take care of the traditional values of the women of old. Take care of the house, take care of the cleaning and all of that, and the cooking. She can't do it because she works too. So the hybrid man, you take on some of that responsibility too. I come in first. I know how to cook. I've been doing it for all this time. I'll cook the meal. I'll clean, because she gets in late because she works. And one hand washes the other, and we work as a team in order to get the things done in the household. But everybody has to know their position and want to play their position.
What you think about? Look, shout out to you guys. Tonight's conversation. I think I can't say who it was from. I'll figure it out in a minute. Shouts out to you all though. Great video. So, what do you think about this hybrid man?
Oh man, well, how he started it off, and from what I was gathering, it sounds to me like it's more like the men don't know if they're actually wanting that, versus the men are in a state of mind to where they feel like they have to settle for that. You know, And at the end of it as well, notice he said, if they want that. So it seemed like, and not it almost like it was too much contradiction there. 1 minute, this is what men are saying they want, and then at the end, you saying that's if they really want that. So to me, this is gonna be I mean, because I'm trying to go at it from an unbiased and a neutral way, but all I know is that in the end, the way that God has initially set it up, nothing is gonna trump that. So I know
that. So, but listen, let's go back a little bit because we might need to break it down just a little because he did contradict himself, but he had no choice but to, because he's trying to explain two different worlds. He's putting two different worlds together, trying to make it work. What initially he said is like, men have these traditional values, and
as
men
if the women don't.
He said women are now hybrids. They have to go out and work. But see, men want women to go out and work and still have traditional values. And that's true. They do. But they still want the woman to come home, cook, clean, and do her role as a wife, whatever that may be, whatever the man, the leader, the head of the household has determined for that to be. There's nothing wrong with that. See, the problem comes in when this happens. Whatever career path or job or whatever she decides to do is the issue, because she should never be coming in later than him. I will never.
That's what caught my attention too.
Later than my husband.
Dearly beloved.
Later than my husband? What? Where is that at? If I'm coming in later than him, he know where I'm at. And he's sitting there with me, or something's happening different, because a woman should never come in the house after her husband from work.
No, which would have me thinking the way that he worded it, I'm like, okay, I just get this. Maybe because I'm just the person that I am, and I've been around a lot of men. I get that sense of, oh man, that's some soft jellyback beta like type stuff right there. What do you mean if she coming in later than you? Yeah, so she, when she comes in later than me, I got to make sure. Why? See, that goes to me. It takes it back to like Genesis. To me, I'm thinking like, Adam, why are you letting your wife talk to a snake, dude? Like, what? So what I'm saying is, why is your wife coming home late?
Because she's the hybrid woman. She's the hybrid wife, and she's convinced him that we can do this together if you listen to me.
Dearly beloved.
You said she convinced him.
Yes, that's what it sounds like to me, because
see, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, security boss. It goes right back to Adam and Eve. What did she do?
She
convinced him.
I'm agreeing with you.
See?
But guess what? It went as far as she convinced him, and he just done gave himself a whole new category. You got to be a hybrid man in order for this to work. Have you ever heard of De Sousa says work different shifts? No, look. Your wife needs to come home before the husband. I don't think I need to be coming home. I just don't know how that'll sit. I don't know too many men that would be okay with. Now, y'all tell me, but I don't know too many men that would be sitting at home and their wife coming in after them and she's work. I don't know too many. I'm not sure. What you think?
No, not real ones, because for one, I don't want to sit there and like I said, this is not going to have anything to do with no trust. I'm throwing that out the window. I'm not even thinking about affairs, trust. I'm thinking about my wife's safety.
Right.
Like, I don't, and especially coming in when you later, that's nighttime. That means that's when the rapes and stuff happen. That's when the robberies and stuff happen. That's when all kind of stuff just happens during nighttime, man. She's out there doing that and coming in later than me. No, absolutely not.
So that brings us to today's topic, our traditional family roles becoming obsolete. Are many people opting to do the hybrid man and woman agreement or partnership or whatever you might have, whatever you want to call it? It sounds like a man needs his woman to work. Yeah, but guess what? There's nothing wrong with a woman working. I don't think I have a problem with that. What do you think, Modern Renaissance man?
No, and actually, like when me and my wife were first dating, and as a matter of fact, I say when we first were married, we were dating, we talked about those goals, like what would happen should we do this or should we do that. Now, what I'd said to her, I said, it's up to you whether you want to work or not. I said, but when we do begin to have kids, I want you to stay at home. I said, I don't care if I got to work 2 jobs. I want you to stay at home because I don't want my kids around any strangers. I don't want them in no daycare. I just don't even want to have to deal with a story of possibly somebody hitting my child. I don't want to deal with the story of possibility that whoever is their teacher, whoever they want to call themselves there, grabbed his arm too hard, I just see, that's what I'm saying. It eliminates all of that.
Yes.
If I don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
Now, during that dating process, if it would have been like, well, no, I want to work and we can just put our kids in daycare. So no, I'm going to continue to work. Well, you know what? I really, really liked you. I'm just saying.
But you're not the woman I thought you was.
Yep. Because that's not what I'm looking for. And the thing is, a lot of people would take that right there because this happened on another panel where they say, so you just want her to just be at home, just taking care of your kids. What do you mean? Your kids? It's our kids. And what woman don't want to take care of her kids? Oh, so she's just supposed to be at home cooking and cleaning, taking care of your kids. She's not just cooking to be cooking. She's cooking to feed our kids. She's cleaning because houses get dirty. She don't want her house to be clean. What are we talking about here? See what I'm saying? That's what
about this one though? You can't clean up behind yourself. What about that one? I've been hearing a lot of that. Men can't even clean up behind themselves.
Oh, stop with that nonsense. To me, that's like that.
If I'm cleaning, should I just separate it? You're like, brother, get yours later. I mean, really, I'm cleaning. I'm just telling you something. I get all kinds, because I am, I'm a male advocate over here. And I'm a little harder on my ladies because I want my ladies to win. I want them to have the right mindset to get good husbands, not just men, good husbands that are willing to be their husbands if they're willing to be their wives. So that's my goal to say, look, let's make sure we align with what God says we need to do in order to get the husbands. If you got a good man, your good man gonna cook for you sometime. Your good man gonna clean up the house. He gonna do everything. It's just not gonna be that you need to require it because you're out working in the street. But anytime I tell the story, I promise you, even I could tell it 100 million times. There's still somebody that walks away and says, "Oh, SB don't think women should be working." I work all the time.
And I'll give you another one. My wife, the whole process. Okay, I told people this story before. I might have said it on this channel before too. When we had our first son, my wife was already out of college. She already had her degree. I mean, she was out of college with her degree. I'm getting ready to get out of high school. I went to college on a full ride scholarship. And when we had our first son,
that sounds funny. It sounds funny. My wife already had her degree. I was just getting out of high school. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah, they was like, your wife was a cougar. No, I was the one prowling. So no, I've always liked older women. But I guess I can say it was a maturity thing though.
Yes.
Plus, my wife is very well spoken. She's soft spoken. She's very I love it. But anyway, so no, people just don't know. Folks don't get it, man. It's something when women are soft and sweet and
smart.
Yes, people just don't get it's you know what? And then just the conversation overall. Like me and my wife, 21 years in, and me and my wife can still like wake up in the morning and we can spark a conversation. Next thing you know, it's like, dang, babe, it's lunchtime. We might as well get some lunch now. I mean, we have those deep conversations like that. We love talking to each other. So, but anyway, while I was in college full time, going to school from 7 to noon. Then I would have track practice from 1 to 3, and then I would go work at a furniture store from 4 to 11. Come home. My wife, oh my God, I'm so tired. I would take my son. I would sit there and rock him in my legs like this while I'm sitting there reading a book or something like that because he had those crazy sleeping patterns. But what I'm saying that for is this. She did that all these years. And now at a point to where she's back at work. She's back working. Now, what did she lose? What did she lose? With her degree, she goes right back into she can go right back into a field and come in at a competitive wage, et cetera, et cetera. What did she lose? And what a lot of people don't know either, and this is really slick, is on a resume. You can put in there that you have organizational skills. You was able to organize this or based off of what you did in your home, because a resume is not an application where you want to know where you work. They want to know what experience you have. So she's putting down experience of organizing this, maintaining this, facilitated this.
She was big in logistics.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So
listen. I understand. I don't know. How can we get this out? Wait a minute. Let's think about this, because the messages are just foul. The messages of marriage, successfully working, are not good. I don't know. They don't listen to me and you, or maybe we're not talking loud enough. But let's just hold on for a minute. Let me read this super chat, and we're gonna get back into it. But this is Mr. Dre. Dre, how you doing today? He says, if you want a traditional woman, you have to be that man who takes care of it all. If she works, it can't be demanding job. We don't want that, SB. I'm telling you, why would I even want it for myself? I don't want to be demanded. I don't want to participate in something that takes all of my attention away from my home life, the thing I'm supposed to like and love. I'm supposed to love and like being at home, taking care of my husband and my children. Why would I want something to have more pull on me than that?
Right.
That sounds tiresome.
No. And I didn't know if you wanted to get to the rest of them too before we carry on the other super chats.
Go away, because you know how that go.
Yes.
Dr. Steele says, I would like for the wife to work, but let me read it up here. But if I let my wife work, I want to be something that she is really passionate about. I don't want her to feel that she has to take care of me. Ooh, see, Dr. Steele, I understand what you're saying, and I may halfway agree, but that's controversial. This is where it starts, because women want the career. They want sometimes they want the careers, and they want the corporate life, which could be more demanding and supersede the marriage. And that's where we get into problems, in my opinion. That's where we get into problems. But we got one more. Thank you, Miss Meacham. She says, in the Carolinas, men used to work in meals. They end up at 2 and 3 p.m., but women work office 9 to 5. I didn't work when my kids were little. I didn't work till my kids in school. I took care of all the chores and took care of the kids. Well, I can see what you're saying, but that was typically in the meals. It probably was shift work, if I'm not mistaken. So you probably had a 7 to 3, maybe a 3 to 11, and then an overnight shift. So if your husband was fortunate enough to get on first shift 7 to 3, then he probably would be at home before you if you had a 9 to 5. I think what that young man was implying was later, as in nighttime. Kind of sounded like nighttime to me, later in the afternoon. I don't know, but
no, I'm thinking late, as in 5, 6 o'clock, because he said dinner.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, not well. You mean like more so than a 9 to 5, because that would bring you home 5 or 6. I was thinking it was later, like in like 7 or 8. She had to do extra or whatever the job required more on that particular day.
Because he did say late.
Yeah, the most patriarchal culture, Arabic, Indian, Chinese, etc., have women work in tech, medicine, law, etc., and being wives. Many of our women hate marriage. Yes, thank you, Mr. Kelly. They do, but we got to change what they're thinking, because well, I'm not going to say that. I know Mr. Renaissance probably know what I'm getting ready to say, but we're going to hold that thought. Mr. Gray, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. You says, read Proverbs 31. Even she had jobs outside of home. Yes, we're not talking about that, but I just don't think anything should supersede the marriage, guys. Nothing should supersede the marriage. But for all of that, we're going to do the money line.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline.
Yeah, that's my fake $100 bills.
I got you.
And I make fun of my little mentorees when they be on. I told them, y'all like guys to be posting on y'all Instagram like this with this fake $100 bills, and they look real, but they fake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I clown them with that. You got another one there too, but
I do.
Miss Beth. Yep.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Mama Don. I know her really well. She's a really good woman.
Thank you, Miss Mitchum. It says, my husband, $19.99 super chat. Thank you for that. Never got up in the middle of the night or ever had to take care of our kids. He was the main disciplinary, especially as my boys got older. I had 4 boys. My husband never had to worry about washing his clothes or anything. You're right. You're right.
Now what? Now see you here. Now I'm just saying, this is what people get messed up at right here.
Tell me about it.
A lot of the men who they want to consider to be the men of today. I mean, I'm 40, but there's guys I know that I mentored. They're 30 and they're 25. If they heard if they had a young woman that said and talked like what you just heard, Miss Beth, I'm Beth Mitchum. I'm used to calling her Mama Don. Heard Mama Don say,
Mitchum.
those men, those guys would be like, yes. And that's what a lot of those women aren't understanding. They're not getting that. They are like, that's what I'm going after right there.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I don't have, my child is grown. Our kids are grown up, very grown, 30 somethings, right? But I've never let my husband do domestic work. He tried to cook one time and I took his license away. I said, no more. Never tried again. He tried to help with cleaning one time. And I promise you, I am not lying. I am not exaggerating. Every bathroom rug I had a Clorox spot on it. I said, no, never again. Stop. Just thank you so much. So right now he'll ask, babe, is it something I can help you with? I'm like, no, just sit there and watch that football game. I'm like, no, this is not your strong suit.
No. He can only take out the garbage.
Yeah, he does that well. And he can make sure the cars are clean and he can fix and put together anything. He's gone to YouTube University often. So I ain't mad at him, but it's just that domestic stuff, that cleaning and stuff like that. Nah, I don't even trust him with that anymore. We don't try it.
Oh, we sorry. Somebody trying to really get your attention on these other super chats before we go on.
Did I miss that again?
No, they just came in as you was getting the new ones. Pokeman, and then there's one from Andre Dale.
Oh, Pokeman. Hello, Pokeman. How you doing? I didn't see you come in. Wifey wanted to work to talk to grown-ups. Kids all day was boredom.
Being a mother.
Oh, being at home with the kids all day was boredom. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Wanted to work all day talking to grown-ups. Okay. What kind of, as a counselor or some kind? That might be a cool job to have right there. Talking to grown-ups all day. That might be pretty cool.
I think what he's saying is that, like, I think what he's saying is that the wife wants to be outside the home so she can have some grown-up conversation. Because I hear that a lot within like people that we counsel. Like, I just want to be around some adults to have adult conversation. I just want to talk to other adults. I don't want to be in a house with just kids. That's what it sounds like. Because I heard that phrase you just said right there.
Oh gosh. Ooh, this one is hard to see. Okay. Andre, how you doing? Dre says roles are being abdicated because the foundation's built on outside voices and not biblical values. Now hybrid. Somebody, Mr. Renaissance says it sounds like a car. Right and wrong. You show Bible based. Listen, everything should be Bible based, but guess what? It's not. So you're right. You're right about this. And what do you do about this? Wait a minute. Go back to this. He said, wifey wanted to go back up. I want to hear, because I thought he called it work. Go up one more to Pokeman.
Oh, he clarified it later down below.
Oh, he did. What did he say?
Pokeman. He said exactly MRM.
Oh, okay. She just wifey wanted to work to talk to grown-ups. Why is he calling it work? Why did he call it work? I wonder. But anyway.
Yeah, he just said wife, she wanted to get a job just so she can have some adult conversation with grown-ups at her job.
I thought she was working while on the job to talk to people. Okay, wow.
I know that's why I said doing this. I know what that lingo is right there.
Okay, y'all got me going. Yeah, look, because when I go out, if I'm going to work, I'm going to work. I can stay at home and be bored and be just fine. It's enough things to do around my house. I will be just fine. But guess what? All you guys get the money line. Ricky Williams, how you doing?
You got another one too. You got one more.
It's Mitchum. I don't see it.
Clement Gray got one. Said I pay someone else to work. Got a job for that.
Okay.
Then,
we gonna try
Andre
to
said that you are blessed. He said that Mr. Boss Man is a blessed man. Peace to you, King. And then Mama Don will bet Mitchum.
I'm gonna call her Mama Don.
Yes.
Your name, Mama Don. Thank you so much. But listen, we're gonna go back and read them in just a little bit. Let's carry on because we don't want to get past this hybrid thing. And I want to go back to what Dre was saying, because Dre is saying he's talking about the foundation of marriage. And Dre, you haven't been here forever, but to hear my story and Mr. Boss's story, since you kind of used us as an example, we came into marriage with the foundation of God. The covenant is what keeps us together. My desire to please God is what keeps us together. My commitment is to my husband. I get it, but that's what keeps us together. And I want to go back a little bit too. And this is kind of off a little bit, but kind of on. The other day, and I want you to help me with this, MRM. The other day, Miss Lucky asked the question, and the question was, what can a woman do, or how can men remain happy within marriage? Now, for a while, none of us understood it. I know I didn't, because when I heard it, I was like, women being happy? Oh Lord, y'all we ain't gonna be happy ever. Forget that. But then as I kept listening, I think what she was saying is this: what can a woman do to ensure, or not even sure, that's the wrong word. She wants her man to be in a monogamous relationship with her. My husband's in a monogamous relationship with me. She don't want her man out in the street. I don't want my man out in the street. So how can we keep our men happy with what they have in us to keep them from being out in the street, far as a marriage goes? You have an answer for that?
Yeah, and that's not gonna work. Now I guess I need some clarification on what out in the streets mean. I mean, we talking about Pookie, or we talking about Thomas? I mean,
I added the out in the street part so you could get an understanding of what she was saying.
Right. I'm thinking like, are they saying like he goes out, he has a hobby of going out with the guys and shooting pool, or
he may not be out at all. She just don't want him out. You know how often you have okay. In these spaces that we're in, monogamy is like, what? You know, all men cheat, all men exercise options, all you hear things like that all the time.
That's terrible.
Exactly. And I didn't give her the answer of the foundation because I'm a woman. She asked men. But Mr. Boss would tell me, because my relationship and my covenant is with God. I want to please him. It ain't about you. But she didn't ask me. She was asking men, because so often you hear about men cheating, and women are devastated when men cheat. But men don't seem to understand that, because we're dealing with two different type of people, logic and emotion. We get that part. And there's nothing that you all can do to make us understand better. I mean,
yeah, and when you saying something like, as far as them being happy, I said this, and a lot of people have a hard time understanding this. There is nothing that my wife, or nothing that I can do to make my wife happy per se. Now, there are things that I can do to make her happy for moments. You know what I mean? Okay, you give her we 20 years in. Okay, here go a extra thing to throw on that ring of yours. You know, just get a whole new ring for the 20-year anniversary. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be, oh my God, crying, all that, but that's gonna only be for a moment. That moment can be 6 months, that moment can be a year, about her being lovely with that ring. But when the Bible said the eyes are never satisfied, nor is the belly ever full, that's true. So I can give my wife moments of happiness. She can give me moments of happiness, but to remain happy, that is not going to be done by my spouse. That is something that's going to be done by me. And what I mean by that is, that's why they say, whatever it is that makes you happy, do those things. If marriage makes you happy, do marriage, if that's what makes you happy. But at the same time, before you even get into a marriage, and this is the part that people get messed up on, a lot of people hate doing this. They do not want to get to the principles or the oracles of how to actually operate in a relationship. That's why the other channel, I changed it over to being called Man, Husband, Father. Because first I need to show you and teach you how to actually be a man and be happy being a man. And then once you become that husband, you're not going to have to deal with any type of craziness of your wife saying, I don't like this. Well, there's going to be some, but I'm just saying the things that you can get rid of in your singleness, which is technically a gift for a lot of men temporarily before you get married. Those things, whatever it is that made you happy before you even got married, your wife should be considered a bonus to your happiness already. Very
good. So listen, Cora, are you thinking about divesting? Cora said, white. She know I'm just playing with her, but anyway, she said white men understand what a traditional wife is because their moms were traditional. But let me tell you something. I don't know what a white man knows, but I happen to think pretty much of them. They run their households just like we run ours. They have the same issues. Someone did a stat today or yesterday. I heard that they even have almost, if you go back and look at the domestic numbers in violence between white men and white women and black women and black men, the numbers are almost the same. Everybody's having issues. Everybody has problems that have to be worked out. So I can imagine that if a man's wife or mother was traditional, then his father was traditional. He does have an example of being traditional. So you're exactly right. Do we have enough examples in the black community? I would say not. But guess what? That's what we're trying to do. Miss Peaches, how you doing? That is what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. So, Cora, I don't know if what you're saying is you've already divested. Cora, you got to introduce him to me sometime. If he love you and taking care of you, you know I have no problems. But if he giving you the business, I'm gonna be mad at you. I am. So, Miss Peaches says SB is modern Renaissance man answering questions. Yes, yes, he is. He's doing an outstanding job because that is a question that many women have. MRM, they want to know how can they keep their man happy with them. You know, because so often, you know, you hear men say things like, "Oh, it's my nature." You know,
yeah. See, no, you don't give them. You don't give them. If it's their nature to cheat, well, that's what I'm saying. Now, here's the thing, though. Like a lot of times when I go in certain spaces, I really, because people do feel comfortable when you come at them way, knowing that you are a minister. I don't like to come at people as if I'm preaching at them at all. What I do like to tell them, I said, if I told you that, you know, in this book right here that's called False Black Power on page such and such, it says X, Y, and Z. So I'll be telling them whenever I do read something from the Bible, y'all get yourselves out of the mindset like I'm trying to preach at y'all and tell you to give your life over to Jesus. But I'm not doing that. All I'm telling you is that this is an awesome book that's been around for thousands of years. And all I'm saying, if this book has been around for thousands of years and these things in this book from those thousands of years seem to work, all of a sudden you think that some new thing that's coming along right now, this hybrid stuff is going to work compared to something that has a test of times for thousands of years. I'll wait. Let's see how that works out. Relationship wise, let's see how that all works out. And that's the part that's being missed. It sounds good on paper. It sounds good that, hey, she worked, I work, I'm talking about to people that want to start a family. It sounds good, but those marriages haven't been around long enough to even put the test to see how they actually stand the test of times. So people like you, your mindset and how your husband is, that type of marriage, look where it's at. Mine, I got married young. You guys are older than me. Right. Look, I'm pretty much doing the dang on blueprint of what you and your husband has done. And y'all got me by 6 years. But here we are in our been married 20 some odd years. Mama Don in here. Same exact thing. Married in decades of years. But then yet we have people who haven't even put their foot in the water. We got people, no, that ain't it, because in today's world, it doesn't matter about today's world. A car still needs gasoline. I don't care if it's a new model. I don't care. It's well, there's electric cars, there's hybrid cars. That's what they're gonna try to say. Yeah, but when it all comes down to it,
they already did it. Hybrids. They already know you're naming it. They redefining everything.
Oh yeah, there are hybrid car side, yeah, but the thing that made your battery still require gasoline. Period. So it still comes down to gasoline being the blood. Gasoline is the thing. So what I'm saying therefore is that, to me, those people, I tell them, you won't have an argument until like at least 50 years go by till we see how y'all hybrid marriages and all that work out.
Well, it's not. So, they're already getting divorced. You already see what's going on. If the blueprint is not being followed because they're getting married under marriage, they're using the terms of marriage. Now, if you wanted to say you got some sort of a union, that's totally different. But you're saying you're married. There's a blueprint for marriage. I want to go back to Mama. Who was it? Mama Carol? Who was it? Yeah, Mama Carol had a good point, and she's exactly right. There's so many examples of good, kind, loving marriages in the Black community. They have not been given notoriety because it does not fit the agenda. You're exactly right. But what I'm saying to you is this. There's not enough examples for people to see. So we're saying the same thing. In these YouTube spaces, this is a very strong voice for not being married or anything worldly, nothing positive. Everything good is bad. So I'm saying to counteract what is being taught or the talking points that are here, there's not enough of people that are married that are on these platforms speaking to being married. I know there are some. I know there are a few, but not many. Because when I found them, I'd be like, hey, you, how long have you been? And it's always long term. You know, very rarely do I find newlyweds. Most of them 15 years and up. You know, but guess what? The reality of it is we mostly don't hang out on YouTube.
No, exactly.
Don't spend our time on social media. So that's why it's not such a the notoriety is maybe not there, what have you. So I'm just saying, in order to get that nuclear family back intact, don't we need to get back to the business of I'm gonna call it spreading the good news of marriage, or what can we do? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to come down to, and not only just spreading the good news of marriage, but actually seeing it. So you have you on here, you have me, and we was on that atmosphere that you were talking about earlier, where it blew a guy that you mentioned earlier, you know, who you said he disrespected you, but
Okay, gotcha.
he had to explode on some people because it amazed a lot of people. And that's here we got a lot of young black people, between the ages of 18, 25, 30. Here they are listening to somebody that's been married for 21 years. But you had so much pushback. So he had to explode on these people saying, like, it's crazy that y'all up here telling this dude, you wrong, you don't got it right, you don't know what you're talking about. And none of y'all have even been married no longer than 3 years, but you gonna tell him who's been married 21 years that he got it wrong. And y'all up here this, and the reason why was because during the conversation, it was about their marriages being on the rocks, their marriages being like, oh, we think it's about the end. But then yet somebody that's been in it for a long time as you and I, we don't know what we're talking about. That's for the old school stuff. That's for that. Nope, that's way back when. That's the old stuff. But yet at the same time, it must not be too old if it's still sitting here working. It has not rotted. It's just like when they came over from from Egypt, and he gave nobody shoes got worn out, nobody clothes with her, or nothing like that, because we stayed on the manna. But in today's world, what they're doing literally is pretty much in comparison to what they did back then. We don't want just no manna. We want more stuff. And then when they got exactly what they wanted, look what it did to them. It ended them.
But you know what? And also I noticed you're right. And they have no foundations. And someone told me, a wise man told me this one day, if you don't have a foundation in God, what you got? What you going to do? What's going to keep you? What's going to lead you? What's going to guide you? I'm not talking religion. I'm just talking about giving reverence to your creator.
Right.
If you're not acknowledging that, what you got? How you going to even begin to think about a marriage in which he created? What is going to be your guide? What are you going to look for your, what's the discipline going to come from?
That's the part, that's the part, SB, that just messes things up. If I created something to function a certain way, and you turn around and you try to manipulate it and add and take away from how I created it to function, who messed that up? That's what
but then you know what they want to say? Marriage ain't happening no more. Marriage needs to be changed. You can't change marriage. Marriage ain't have a problem. You had the problem. I have to say that all the time. That's like my daily chant. Marriage is not the problem. You are. How could you even bother to say that?
Right. Exactly. It's not the marriage, it's you.
I know. But
sorry.
They are steadily trying to, because now we got a hybrid woman that has came home or has met this man on a date. I can see the vetting process now. Well, I'm a corporate woman. I work for who works all the time? Amazon, and I'm a corporate head at Amazon. And, sometimes we work like 15 hours a day. So is that okay with you? I make 150,000. Yeah, baby, it's okay. We can do that. So now he just became a hybrid man. So once they have kids, he's going to be home cooking and cleaning because she's going to be making now 200,000 because some years has gone by. And then she going to start resenting him because he going to start relaxing a little bit. Because if she's making 200,000, why should he be stressing himself out, going out, working all hard every day?
Why wouldn't he? It's going to come natural. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying it's going to come as a natural, just like how you said, how she would look at him and start to feel some type of way. It's in y'all to be just like no woman likes it. People say it all day long. It's crazy. Although you got women out there that we say that are controlling, but those women don't like to control men. It's a crazy psychological effect. They don't, what they're almost like they're trying to scream out is that, would you take control? I'm trying to control you by trying to make you take control, but you won't take control. So I'm trying to control you to take control.
Okay, so what you're saying is we just want to have an argument then, because when I tell you need to stop working so hard to quit your job, the first thing you say is, I've been working ever since I've been with you. What you mean?
Yep. And see, now it's like, it'll be like, well, I'm glad you brought that up, because now we can actually talk about something, because when it all comes down,
it's too late.
Yeah. It's like now, yeah. And if they get that far, and here's the thing, if it is like that, then that lets me know right then and there when I talk to couples, it's like that they relationship was never found. The foundation was never about the relationship. The foundation was about jobs. That's all it was. It never was a relationship. It was more like it's almost like more like a
power couple. Want to be that power couple? Come on.
And see, the thing is, I don't even like to call it a couple. I just call them like y'all just roommates that got benefits.
Well, I mean, I just know that Sugar Bum left a good comment there a minute ago. She said, if I got God, why would I need a man?
Because God said you needed one.
Wait a minute, slow down, take it to it slow. Don't give it to it too fast. Sugar Bum. Why you think God created you? And you put in the chat what you think that reason was, because the man was already here. but he took his rib and did something special with it. And that's how we came about. So take your time, think about it, and then come back and let me know. Answer
and while
that.
she's answering that, Miss Peaches is on me. She's saying, can you please answer my question? Okay, Miss Peaches says, even if a man is working 2 jobs and working on a book, can he still make time for a woman that he is interested in? Yes.
If he's interested, he will.
Yes, he will make time for her.
Yeah.
He will make, and then, I mean, you got 24 hours. He can definitely make time for her. So
Right.
2 jobs and writing a book, I mean, that's easy. Process of elimination. The book is going to be put on hold. I can always come back to it.
Well, it don't work like that anyway, do it? I mean, that's different. I think when people are, I mean, you writing 2 books at the one time, that's kind of hard.
Said 2 jobs and then writing a book.
Oh, 2 jobs and writing a book. Okay.
Yeah.
We still can have time for you because I know he's not doing all this 24 hours a day.
No.
So no, he can. What we saying? Listen, men do what they want to do. Women do what they want to do. So if he's really wants you in his life, and it could be that this might not be good timing, but if the timing is right, he'll make the time. So, but let me read the super chat. Mr. Kelly, hybrid works fine for Chinese, Latina, Indian, etc. It works fine. Hybrid. So Mr. Kelly, you've heard of this hybrid thing before? A hybrid man and a hybrid woman? Wow. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. He said it works fine for Chinese, Latina, Indian, and etc.
Nobody asked the women.
Listen, I'm just wondering if this is new. This is a new concept. I'm like you. I ain't gonna give it 50 years. I'm gonna give it 5. They're not gonna surpass 7 because you know what happens at 7. So I'm gonna give them 5 and see how the hybrid works. Because I already can walk you through the arguments. What's the first one gonna be about? I'm tired. I ain't doing nothing. I'm done. I've been working all day. Well, look. Who wanted this $500,000 house? Was it you? You know, I already know. I already got the first argument. See, women don't know because it all just looks, we all are living such a luxurious life right now. Me included, y'all. But guess what? I didn't get it at year 1. I didn't have it at year 5. Now, between 5 and 10 and 10 and 20, I started, reaping my benefits of my hard work between 1 and 10. So I waited. I put in the work. I made sure my foundation was solid. I work for this man. He's my husband. He's my covering. He teaches me things. I learned from him a lot of things. He's learning from me. I know who he is now. I study men. One thing I'm going to suggest that all women do that want to be married, get you a book and study how a man thinks, because we are so determined to make them think the way that we do. Renaissance man, I want y'all to think like me. I don't, but they want men to think like we do. It's totally different.
Never do. And the thing is that, at the same time, I would say to some of those ladies too, you need to surround yourself with the man that they are thinking about. You need to actually go and there's nothing wrong with if you want to consult a pastor or even just have a pastor say, hey, I think I just want to have can you get 10 of your good men in this church? Or let's leave church out of it because no, some people are going to go to church. But let's just say, if you found 10 good men who got successful marriages, can I just have a time to where I can sit down because I really want to be in a relationship with a man? I just want to pick all these men's brains. Yeah. I guarantee you all of us men are going to sit there and we might say it in a different way, but the message is going to be exactly the same.
But the one other thing about it too, I noticed that you guys tell us exactly what you want us to know, and we just won't hear you. We won't hear you. We won't listen. We don't hear you. We be like, no, that's not true. That's not right. Think something. Right. Even like going down to the weight thing. Even when you ask the question, will you lose weight to get married? I can tell a man could tell you all day, babe, I need you to lose weight. It won't be just that. It'll be something else. It's like, but I just told you but you're shallow for wanting that. I understand. We ain't saying it's right or wrong. I just told you what I wanted. You know what I mean? It's like this. I don't know, but let's read this super chat. You can help me out. Andre. Dre says, your happiness comes from your joy. The joy of the Lord is your strength. SB, you said your desire to please God keeps you on true nature. Keeps you. Our true nature is spirit, not flesh. Sowing to your flesh corruption. You're exactly right. Listen. I say this a lot. when I heard my vows, you know how we always women want to be married. So anytime you hear a woman say they don't want to be married, it's because they have not, I will say it again, they ain't found a good man. Because if a man loves you, treasures you, honors you, adores you, why wouldn't you want him around you? So that thing about having a loving, kind man there and you be like, no, I don't want to marry you. That's hogwash. It's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody wants to be treated good and everybody wants a companion. So forget that. So any woman tell you that ain't true, hogwash. We all want to be loved, woman and man. We built for that.
You can't even, that's what I'm saying. You cannot fight against it because it's in your nature. You cannot fight against nature. Stop with all the BS lying, stop with the BS lying. Even right now, the one I can do it on my own. I'm single. I got the thing. I can hold it down. I can be the mama and the father. Dude, that sounds good. It sounds so good. But you know, when you go home and your conscience is there, that is not what your internal clock is telling you. Stop lying.
I'm somewhere crying in the closet, and
that's why you always got to try to have friends to do something. Hey, we're gonna turn up. Why you got to try to have so many people to surround yourself with? Why are you constantly trying to have people you trying to surround yourself with? If you're so happy and you doing your thing and you don't need, why are you trying to surround yourself with so many people to socialize?
You know what? You want to love on them. I mean, I do. I want to love on them. But you know, it's almost like you can't prevent anything from happening. Sometimes people just have to walk it out. And if that's the way it has to be, then we have to allow it to happen.
Oh, I'm getting a little jealous here.
Why?
Mama Don.
Oh, hold on for a minute.
You and I about to have a talk. I ain't got a super chat from you and ever. I ain't even got, you've been with me for 5 years. I haven't got one super chat. Holy crap.
Mama,
I done lost Mama Don and you. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here.
Mama is feeling this orange shirt. We giving the vibes. Me and her are here.
No, she is a lovely woman. Mama Don is a lovely. She's very generous, though. I'm messing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. But let's go back and read this. Clement, who is Mama Don first? Yeah. Okay. Listen, this is funny. Renaissance, you calling her Mama Don. I say I'm gonna call her Mama Don. Mr. Boss in the back saying Beth. He said Beth. I said, who's first? He said Beth. But this is funny. Everybody's calling something different. But anyway, it's thank you so much for your $19.99 super chat. If you went on the BLM page, okay. They actually had that they wanted to destroy the nuclear family. I know. God said, and they wanted to take out the man too. God says what marriage is between a man and a woman. And by having men saying they're breastfeeding, what?
Yes,
and going against God's word. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, you haven't seen those videos?
No.
I said to me, I said, how in the world is that not child abuse? That is child abuse.
Wait a minute. Is it like a transgender or something?
No, it is a man, SB. It's not a woman that transitioned to a man. It is a man, period.
Okay, how do we get a man, period, to lactate? I just need to know. It's got to be something very.
And he was upset about it too. He was happy that the baby was. He was mad because the baby wasn't latching like the baby should, but he was also upset because he wasn't producing, as if he had mammary glands.
He thought he was gonna be
it's on video. To me,
it's on video. It's a video out there.
Yes, ma'am. I know, child abuse.
But you know what? Now listen, I am blaming some doctors somewhere because what do you have to give a man that has testosterone and nothing in you? What?
You can't.
No. Listen, that means they're giving him a whole lot of blockers of some kind. So a whole lot of suppression of something that's going on that would make him think that he could produce or lactate. How?
You can't. That's what I'm saying. Men don't have mammary glands, so they can't do that.
What lie are they telling him to make him think that he can?
The same lie they telling people to tell them that if your child can determine from the time that they're in your womb whether they're going to be a he, she, cis, cis, binary.
Yeah.
People you can tell in today's world, you can tell people anything. It's all about if you can get them to believe it. It can be it's a complete lie, but long as you get them to believe it, that's all that matters.
And this was a total straight man. This was not one of those ones that
he was a man that wants to be a girl, and his wife is a girl that wants to be a man, but the legit biological man was the one putting the baby on his boob, on his man boob.
So are they gay?
They can't be because the woman is because the woman is acting like she's the man, and the man is acting like he's the woman.
Okay, I'm done.
I know.
I can't keep
Just
it.
a nasty, hairy chest, sweaty chest man putting that baby's mouth on him. That's so disgusting. It was so nasty.
I believe. Look, I believe you. I just can't. I believe you. I can't do it no more. Mr. Gray says, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He says, in my opinion, marriage has dissolved because of our relationship with God. Even from the church, marriage is frowned upon. God is relational. Get right. You're right. Correct. It is. But you know what, though? We have so many problems, even just being good moral people, I've been noticing. And we all know that this world belongs to who?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're living. But, you know, sometimes I get a little discouraged. Do you, MR, do you ever get discouraged by this? A little.
I guess it's hard because because so much stuff has happened in my life at a younger age. I'm not gonna get into it, but I have a really good knack for just keeping my focus on seeing it positive and actually making things positive. So the way I look at it, you know, is that the things that are going on right now, and is fortunate, is that is by choice. It's the same choice he gave us right from the beginning with Adam and Eve. That I always say it's like a blessing and a curse, because the blessing and the curse that we have is the free will. People have the freedom to choose to do what they want to. And the sad part about this, though, is that the laws that we have in place right now is giving heed to things that are considered sinful. But at the same time, that's the blessing and curse of having free will. So I look at it like, well, you know what? God is the one that gave that to us. And people are choosing to do the wrong thing, even though they know it's wrong. But the sad part about it, though, is that's why they want to get you at a younger age, is because if they can get you to get into a mode where you're getting a positive feedback for doing something wrong, you won't perceive that as being wrong because you're getting so much praise and positive feedback for it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's how a lot of stuff is going. That's why the stuff that's going on right now, that I'm just it's weird for me to hear people say allowing their man to be out there in the streets, just that's going to keep him happy. At least he's keeping us. That's ridiculous. You know,
say it again. Doing what? Allowing him to be in the streets to do what?
Yeah, like there's a conversation that we had on the other day that to keep their marriage happy, the woman said, "Oh yeah, I'm allowing him to go out and, you know, pretty much commit adultery.
Oh,
As long as it's keeping him home."
you know,
and keeping
I
him
heard
married.
another one that's weird. There's a difference between a 304 and a hoe. I mean, not a hoe, side chick. A side chick and a 304. There's a difference. I'm
Right.
like, oh, really being good creators right now. Really,
No.
really. So, you know what? It's just, but I get a little discouraged because, you know, you try to do good things. You try to be an example,
Mhm.
and you always want to do that. I mean, that's my goal. You know, I always want God to use me, and I'm so blessed to be in a place to be a wife. Right.
Right.
I actually say that because for me, I think it was like a coming out thing. You know, you know how you just finally feel like you're in the right place doing the right thing.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't experience that, but I have. So when I hear people talking like against what I'm doing so much, it gets a little discouraging. It does.
Well, I hear you on that, and I look, check this out. Look, when I tell you this, security boss, I'm telling you this, sis. Look at this.
Oh, I know. I was getting ready to tell.
Man, I write down so many things that keep myself in a certain mind frame and look at this stuff every day so I can be like, oh, that's right. So like what you just mentioned there, yes, it could get to a point to where that might creep up on me. But when I come across one of my notes I've written right there, like, wait a minute. He said if they won't receive the gospel that you're trying to present before them, not to dust off your feet and continue on. Oh, okay. I don't want to try to get too invested in. At the same time, oh, wait a minute. Jesus came along and did everything perfectly and still.
Right.
So that's when I get like, oh, okay. Then he reminds me,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, don't forget.
Yeah.
Hey,
it is true.
I gave them the choice. This is what they're choosing to do.
I meant to check in with you one day when I saw you doing that. I saw you going through and showing. You had a show one day, and I said, "Oh, something's going on with him right now." Because I show you said, "Look what I this is what I do." You was just going, you like full blast. You was like, "Look at these books." You was just going through. This is what I do. I said, somebody has bothered him. He's like really going off. Not going off. You weren't going off, but in your mind, it's like, I got to show you. I'm showing, and I felt it. I was like, I got to show it to him, but I got busy and I didn't. But I do know exactly what you're talking about. I was there with you that day. I didn't know what happened, but
I was just letting them know, like, you know, because what happens a lot of times is that I tell people, we have this thing, we have this like this knack for putting people up in our minds a certain way. I mean, I'm just using the word. It's almost, we have this thing of just perceiving that because somebody might be like on what they, I don't consider myself that, but people have done that to you where they put you up in their mind as being a celebrity. They see you out there, oh my God, Ty! And you know, they did that. We didn't do that. So I was saying in the sense to let them know, I'm like anybody else out there. I had to let them know I write stuff down. I do this, I do that. I said, if y'all don't look, I got these books, right? I got these, I write so much stuff down. I let them know I have a journal. I write my thoughts and everything down. And then they got like, oh, well, dang. I'm like, yes, see, that's how normal I am. That's how normal I am, to where I write down. If a good idea comes to my mind, if something inspirational comes from God to me, to say something to a person, I'm jotting that bad boy down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just had to let them know, like, this is what y'all should be doing too. You get these good thoughts that come in sometimes, and we just let them just flow out of we just let, something come in. That's pretty good. Jot it down, because you're going to use that to come back. It's going to be there for some reason for you to come back to and use it in particular situations, as even like right now, and it can be like some of the things that we talk about regarding marriages. Those things came from experience, but at the same time, some of the stuff that I do say and bring up, that has nothing to do with my marriage. It's just something that he just inspired and dropped down on me. And right. I have to write it down. Right.
Well, good. Thank you for that. So, Miss Mitchell, she says here, thank you so much for your $19.99 super chat. The world is so full of evil, and the things they believe is not of God. Oh my God. I argue with in what? Oh, is that UT? Jobs telling me men can be women all the time. Ooh. Till a man experiences childbirth, menopause, a monthly cycle, they ain't no woman. You're right. I have no idea why a man would want to be a woman, but hey, I don't know.
Because it sounds fun. The ones look, this what I'm saying. It sounds fun to them. They're getting that positive feedback, Luke, and they're getting that praise from society, making it appear like it's fun, enjoy Skittles, rainbows, and unicorns. No. They seen it all on TV. The people are dressing up, the men are dropping it like it's on, dressed up like drag. It seems so fun. You know what I mean? And that's all that I'm telling you, it's a trick of the enemy. That's all you have to get them to do, is to believe that it is. But once they make that move and get into it, it is a snare. Like right now, Security Boss, YouTube is allowing people to get up there. Oh my God, I'm transitioning. So today I'm gonna go and get they for them. They praise them. They got the views, they got the support, they got people. Yes. The minute they get this surgery done, which I'm gonna join on my channel one day. The minute they get their surgery done and they have to go through what they have to go through to keep themselves a certain way,
right?
YouTube is silencing them,
right?
The snare. So nobody would ever be able to hear the consequences of having these things done, but everybody's going to hear how fun it is and Skittles and rainbows. And yes, you do that. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. That's as long as you can show them that and don't show them the consequences, they're going to constantly have people falling for it.
You know what? I'm gonna read the super chat and I'm gonna say one more thing and we're gonna get back to it. But there was one person I saw, a young man, a woman that transitioned to a man that was on TikTok, and he was telling his story about how terrible it is on the other side, how many infections and things of that nature that he's received, and how hard. He was like, please don't do this. He was telling everybody, please don't do what I've done. He, I guess I can call him, he regretted it. He really did. But anyway, we're going to do the super chat. Hey, JT, how are you? It says, what do we know podcast? And thank you so much for your $5 super chat. You never graduate from marriage. There's only one dropout. There's only dropouts. Thanks, JT. You're right. But guess what, guys? Mr. Gray. In the last love of many will wax cold.
I think they're trying to say in the last days, the love of many will wax cold.
Okay. You know what? I'm glad y'all know how to add these words and subtract. I am just so literal. I'm so literal. If it's not there, first of all, it's hard to see. But if it's there, I can. Big Bad Boy, what you have to say? And then we're going to do a super chat. He says, my sister, you are absolutely rocking that orange. Blessings to you, bruh boss. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for your $20 super chat. All of you guys, thank you so much. But you all get the money line song and we're going to get back to it.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Yeah.
Dearly beloved.
Yes, guys, we do the money line song sometimes just to take a little intermission, a little breather. Sometimes it's kind of hot over here, but today we having very good conversations, but it also shows appreciation. So thank you guys so much for your super chats. And we're back. We are talking about today traditional family roles becoming obsolete. So have we come to the conclusions that they are they not? What do you think, MRM?
That they are or not? Is this?
I mean, traditional roles are not going anywhere. They're not.
Right.
A man will always have his role, whether the thing is that they're not traditional.
I wouldn't say that they're becoming obsolete. I would just say that they're just being heavily ignored. They're
So what part are we ignoring?
Oh, for one, I would say all the way down. They're ignoring, for one, the roles. The roles are being completely ignored, and what the man should be doing and what the woman should be doing. Those are being completely ignored. What they're being is overshadowed by what they're telling you what women want to do or what men want to do. Notice that even in this new talk right there, women want a man, women want a hybrid man, men want a hybrid woman. Are these people actually saying that, or are they being told to say that? You know what I'm saying? Because when you sit down with people behind closed doors, you get to the nitty gritty of it. They do exactly what you say. Oh, the women know they want that marriage. They know they want that knight in shining armor man. And these men know that within them that they find that good, soft-spoken, feminine, sweet woman. I want to just take care of her. I want to do, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that you hear about these women almost demanding that of men, if they was in their role doing what they're supposed to do, men would naturally want to do that for them, that they're actually trying to demand out of them. If you this sweet woman, you care about me, you care about our home, you care about our family, you care about those things, that would make me want to die for you. They don't understand that. Like, it's crazy. It's like, do you understand that by you being that makes me like, I will go out there and do anything that my wife, this is just how my wife is. My wife would get upset if she cook. And within 5 minutes of her, not even gonna say 5 minutes, within 2 minutes of my wife putting the plate on the table, when I hear the clink, within 1 minute, it's hot. I mean, it's what it is. Yeah. So what it is, she want me to eat it's not that it's like I'm man, you woman, you fix me hot food. No, this is my wife saying, this is what I want my husband to have some good hot food. And the fact that she wants that for me, you know what that makes me want to do for my wife? I tell people all the time, folks know that I got different streams of incomes coming in. That's different from my own profession. I don't have many hobbies. The hobbies that I do are pretty much free. I play instruments, I work out. Those things come free. I'm not a person that goes out to shoot pool. I'm not a guy to go out and hang out with the fellas at the bar, because my number one goal in life was to have a marriage and a family. Okay. So that's my main focus. So when I get paid, I literally do not care what my wife does. But Absolutely. The type of wife that I have, she takes care of business. She takes care of the bills. Yep. If she wanted to go out and buy this, she goes and do that. That's what I'm saying. But by her just wanting to actually by her just wanting to take care of me in that sense. And this word, look, I can feel it coming through the screen right now. To any of you women that's getting ready to say some nonsense about, oh, so you just want a mama, then he want a mama. No, you can't say that about me, because I didn't always have my mom. So no, that completely destroys that argument right there. I had my mom till like around 12 years old. So that destroys that argument. So this is what a lot of people don't understand about this though. Let's just say, security boss, if you did have your mom in the home, what did your mom mean to you as an individual? Do you remember times that your mom, came and she cooked something that you really like? Do you remember a time that you might have gotten out of school or something like that? You walk in the house, your mom got it smelling like whatever that favorite meal is that you make. Right. Those things create a type of nostalgia for you. Right. So to be able to come home and your wife is almost creating that same exact environment for you, that's what I'm saying. These women don't understand what that does to a man. And these are the things that are not being talked about, because like other atmospheres, when something like that happened, all of a sudden you're going to be over talked, folks going to get yelling, and then this nugget of what I just said gets completely missed. It's amazing. It's a jewel. You're complimenting each other when you do things like that. You think that you know how my wife feel if something or someone, and this has happened before, an animal comes out and she see I'm already getting ready to go over there and tear this thing up, like a dog ran out on us and I'm getting ready to go. You know what that does to her? Ooh, I know that I'm feeling protected. Oh, and I mean, we had some road rage happen before, right? We had some road rage stuff happen before. This person was getting ready to get it, especially when he came around and got out of his car and came to the side of my wife's side of
The car?
sister, man.
Oh.
I'm talking it about it, but at the same time, by me doing that, she don't have to sit there and worry if I'm going to step up. She don't have to sit there and worry if I'm going to protect her. She don't have to sit there and worry if I'm going to protect my sons. She sees that. So that's what I'm saying. These are the things that people miss. Now, it's not that I'm trying to force her to do this, and I'm just demanding her to do that. It's crazy because naturally that's what you would want to do. If you took security boss, if you took a young baby and a young male baby and a young female baby, and they did not have no outside influences as they grew up, did you know that they would actually be together for the rest of their life? Because they will fall into what comes to them natural. They will find out where the puzzle pieces fit.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, they will start to see that they will start to see that he's stronger, that he's bigger, that he's this. You don't have to tell them to do it. They fall into those roles. So what I'm saying therefore is that in today's world, all we're trying to say is that I tell people all the time, nature will not lie. Ladies, I don't care how much they feed y'all. Y'all will never be stronger than us. Y'all never going to be more muscular. You're not going to be these things. It's setting you guys up for failure. That's what they don't understand right now. They provoke women to allow men to do this stuff and get into their sports. And now the men are beating y'all at y'all sports. So the very thing y'all complain about men not being equal to a man, y'all made yourself even more unequal by letting us get into y'all events and beating y'all. We getting woman of the year. We beating y'all in y'all sports. Y'all asked for it. So we're showing you the very thing that y'all didn't want. Y'all asked for it though, you know? So this was,
let me go back a little bit though, because the one of the most important things about being traditional and being in traditional roles is the role of the woman and the man. The role of the man in a traditional relationship is to be the leader. And I never heard, and then the woman is to be his helpmate. Dre gonna get me for that. But in this hybrid situation, no one ever talks about the man being a leader. So the BLM, all of that movement, it has done what it was set out to do. We have to now counter that because just like you said, the nature will tell you who's the leader, who's the strongest, who should be in charge. And that is who the man is. That's who he is. But when we talk about hybrid man adjusting to this hybrid woman, because that's exactly what he said, the hybrid woman came first because she's the one that wanted to work. So then it's going to require a hybrid man. If you notice, if we can go back and look at the video again, I think we could. But that's what he said. The hybrid woman is here now. She's the career woman. She wants to work, but it's going to require a hybrid man to work along with her. Let's look at that video one more time. And then, we're going to talk a little bit and then we'll be out of here.
Most men nowadays want the hybrid woman where she works also, but has some traditional values. But if you want a woman like that, you also have to be a hybrid man.
That's what I'm talking about.
You
Not
have
necessarily.
You have to be, because that woman is working, right? She's working and she's making her money, whatever the case. She can't take care of the traditional values of the women of old. Take care of the house, take care of the cleaning and all of that and the cooking. She can't do it because she works too. So the hybrid man, you take on some of that responsibility too. I come in first. I know how to cook. I've been doing it for all this time. I'll cook the meal. I'll clean because she gets in late because she works. And one hand washes the other. And we work as a team in order to get the things done in the household. But everybody has to know their position and want to play their position.
Yeah, you see that? You heard that? Y'all get me just a second. Yeah, if y'all didn't know.
Yeah, position. See, that's the thing right there. I think, like I said, to me, him saying those things right there, I think a lot of people will end up getting caught up in the and like I said, we will see how that works when it gets put to the test. So, security boss, what that guy just got done saying, I had some ladies that was on the other panel that came up and argued that right there because one lady got up there, and well, not just one lady, it was about 10 of them. They got up there and said that the relationship that they are kind of in or starting to get in, they agreed that she's not going to be doing the cooking and the cleaning. They're going to hire a chef because they both make 3 figures. He makes 3 figures. They're going to hire a chef. And
Okay.
her a maid and all that. So then their thing was, so then don't you think that right there, as far as traditional marriage, and we can have kids? They said we have a kid, we both can still work. We'll hire a nanny and all. Right? No, yeah, and I said, so wait a minute. I told those ladies, I said, and those guys come onto the panel and actually say that they actually agree to do that, because from the sound of it, you guys saying that this is what y'all brought, and they went along with it. I said, along with something don't mean that you agree to it, because sometimes you will compromise just to get something out of it yourself. Like I'm just being real. One of the biggest things that we counsel people over is going to come down to end up messing up marriage. Is going to come down to finances and sex, and it's always interchangeable. Some of these men will sit there and compromise as long as I'm still able to have, and this might sound stupid, it might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, they sit there and say, I'll make these compromises as long as I know that my wife is going to be able to give me some. And it's really sad. And they use it as almost like a manipulative tool. So when these women, I said, but again, what y'all are not understanding is this: that is not a relationship. Okay. I say right now, all those ladies, you should have seen how their faces all drop. I said, all you ladies on this panel right now that y'all saying that this is what y'all getting into, this is what the man agreed to. I said, name something that your mom cooks. What do y'all do at Thanksgiving? Who do y'all say, ooh, when she makes her what? And they all got okay, so my mom make her banana my mom make the best. Y'all, I swear to God, my mom make the best sweet potato. Oh no, my mama greens with the turkey necks. And I said, now, how are you going to give your child that if the chef is doing it? How are you going to give your child that moment of saying, oh, I remember when I was sick, I had an earache. I just love the fact that my mom was sitting there holding me and rocking me, if the nanny's doing that? Huh? You should have seen them. Well, I mean.
So they were willing to outsource every part of being a mother and a wife?
A mother and a wife, just so they can, having the chef, having the nanny.
So they can do what?
Exactly. So they can keep their job.
Their job. Okay.
Yep. So they can still have the job.
Let me answer Anadolu at best. She says, but SB is hybrid one where they both work. Yes. Hybrid man and hybrid woman is one where they're saying it's where they both work. It definitely is. That's what we've learned thus far. Dre says, thank you, Dre, for your $5 super chat. He says, 2 Timothy 4:3, the time will come when they won't endure sound doctrine, but will lust after the flesh and heap to themselves teachers they agree with. You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. I get it. And that's where we are. And there's some other things too. There's some scriptures in Isaiah that are right dead on what the women are experiencing right now. So we're not going to get all into that because again,
she that super chat right there, Mama Don messing with me.
Mama Don says what? Thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Says, Todd, did you get my message? She calling you Todd now.
Yeah, it's an inside joke for the longest. That when
thank you. She just needs support more than you right now. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Mitchum. I agree. Thank you so much. Guess what, you guys? I think did I miss somebody? Y'all forgive me. I think I did that one already. But listen, so let's get done with this because we're working up on 2 hours, and I didn't mean to keep you all night. But I want to say this: we are foregoing the most important parts of marriage, and that's the leadership and the helpmate part of the marriage. Without that, the traditional values are gone. Because that's what makes it traditional. What your husband has his plan to be, the marriage to be, whatever plan that husband has, that is still traditional. If he wants you to work and he has a plan for you all to do this and that, that's still traditional because he's still in his leadership role. When you take that away by saying, okay, she's going to work her job and she's going to be working later than me sometime. And I'm going to fall in there, we're going to do some traditional things. Because I think some people slowly think cooking and cleaning is just traditional. Everybody got to cook and clean. I wouldn't call that traditional. When I say traditional, I'm saying that my husband is leading me. He's instilling in the discipline and the guidance in our marriage to get us from one place to another.
Dearly beloved,
helping him with whatever it is he needs to do.
And see, security boss, and see, here's the thing. When we look in that book, how come it doesn't describe women as being those things that people think that's all what men want them to do at home? You don't see nothing in there where it says the wife is going to clean the house. She's going to cook this. She's going to do this. You don't see none of that. But it does talk about things that's related to what? Them on a relationship level.
Yes.
That's what people are missing. It talks about how if this woman is out there doing this thing, doing that, she's gonna be like a crown in this. I mean, she's gonna be like a jewel in this crown. She's out here. She's loved by most people. I mean, it talks about these things, but actually, you look at right in the please. You can't can't some of these ones today. There's no way I would want you these loud mouth. No, she is an embarrassment to me. I took my crown off and threw it. Just
they're so mean. They're mean and shrewd, and they're not looking out. They're superseding the marriage.
And I don't understand.
I always say that we should never supersede the marriage. The marriage comes first. The husband is the head. He's our covering. Why would you not want to be covered? See, I find such peace in that, but I get it, And
not only that, it's okay. It's a protection. And I made a video the other day because these the same type of psychological things they try to do on folks. These women came talking about, so we just supposed to be like this. Y'all just think we just some soft little delicate flower that's just fragile. Da 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 da. That's all y'all think. I said no. Actually, yes, I would call you my delicate flower, but what you don't understand, the reason why I'm calling you my delicate flower because I don't want nothing to happen to you. I'm gonna make sure you're watered. I'm gonna make sure you got the proper fertilizer. I'm going to make sure that if there's anything on you that can cause any type of harm to you, I'm going to clip it off. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to cover you in such a way that the elements of the weather won't harm you. So yes, you are my delicate flower. That's the way we see y'all. Who came up with this concept? Like we just think like y'all just a fragile little weak old little thing. Y'all just will wither away. Don't nobody. No, who gave these people these ideas like that? And what they don't understand is that when you do fall into that role, you are protected. Do you not understand that you are? And you can say all day long, well, as a woman, I can know you can't. That's why men. Okay, if that's the case, why are y'all being raped by men? There's no women that's going around and just strong arming on men and raping them. Why is it that naturally a man will look at a woman as being that weak to where he know I can overpower her and sexually assault her?
And why
we don't even see no equality. We men, we don't even see no equality with that. So we like, okay, keep on letting them fill your head with that nonsense.
I do something with my sisters. I don't know what to do. Sometimes I'm like, what are y'all fighting for right now? You fighting to be by yourself? You got it.
Exactly.
But listen, Dre says $2 super chat. Thank you, Dre. He says, MRM, you got a new subscriber. Good man. Please.
Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it.
If you have not yet gone over to the MRM Renaissance channel, go over and check him out. Y'all, he does a million different things on his channel. He gonna keep you entertained. He had me dying laughing. So make sure you go check it out. You definitely gonna be entertained. So I have one more here. Tradition and Modern Talks. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. He says Kevin Sims did a good job, a good show about when men are leaving the church. I think you should break down the facts. He addressed security boss Moses. Moses, it's your new name. How you doing? It's good to see you. Moses, you know what? I haven't seen Kevin Samuel's video about men leaving the church. Do you know anything about that, MRM? Do you know about that video?
I security boss, I think 2 weeks ago, I did my first video on Kevin Samuels. I never heard of him or anything in my life until I got into the atmospheres that you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I did a video. I liked what he said in this particular video, and I responded to. Otherwise, in this case, I don't know, but I do think I might have an idea what they might be getting at if he's talking about.
I might have to look at it. If you haven't, send it to me because you know what? I don't do social media too much at all. So
we got 3 more people in here before she get to 5K.
What?
Some of y'all are not subscribed in here. Come on now. 3 more people. All y'all need to right now double check to make sure y'all subscribe to Security Balls. Y'all can hit 5K. Get in your phone right now and tell somebody to jump on and subscribe to this channel right now.
Call your mom and your daddy and tell
Security Balls. Yes. Okay. There's 71 people in here watching right now. 71 people in here watching right now. If you are subscribed to Security Balls channel right now, put a 1. If you're not subscribed to her channel, put a 2. Because we can get them other folks.
Check if you're subscribed. Because I had one that I thought was subscribed a long time ago. The other day, she said she noticed she was not subscribed. She subscribed again. So I don't know. I hear you saying a lot of times that YouTube do some tricky stuff. Yes. So I don't know if that's true or not. But this is true for me. Is it true?
Yes, I showed it in real time.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, YouTube would unsubscribe people from your channel. They would unsubscribe people from your channel. I got look, here's the thing. YouTube thing, I got some stuff that I do that when I'm talking with YouTube, I would record our conversations like where you can't verbally talk to them, but you're chatting with them. Yes. And I'm showing them in real time. I'm like, you guys, and not only that, I showed them proof of how they unsubscribed me. They unsubscribed me from you, K out of Truth, Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens. They unsubscribed me, not me. Well, we have some discrep. Oh, BS. If you are doing things, don't be surprised, security boss. The type of conversation that we're having, like here, and with chaotic and different things of the sort. If we on here and you are our color, and you're trying to push our people to be better, trust me when I tell you, they do not like that.
You know what? Oh God.
And Mama Don just said she don't get notifications from me. And this woman she was the when I started my channel, she was the Beth Mitchum. She was the very first person that I talked to. We talked on the phone for like 2.5 hours when I started my channel. She's been with me from when I had no subs. So she said she don't even get notifications.
Well,
and
it makes sense what you're saying, but you know how you just don't know. You know, you're like, hey, this person been here every week, but they ain't even subscribed. They don't even know it. They don't. Yes. She just found out the other day, and I don't know what happened to make her look, but she was even a moderator. We didn't even know, and she of course she subscribed again. But guys, look, make sure if you have subscribed to my channel before, make sure you still subscribe to the channel because there's some junk going on everywhere. I guess I hate to say it, but hey. So, Mr. Gray, Clement says, you second Dre Dale, new subscriber. MRM. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Make sure you hit that button, y'all. Make sure, because we already know there's some stuff going on that may not. Who knows what they say? They checking the validity of the source, or
what they're claiming is that, oh well, what we do, we check to see if the person that subscribed to you, we check to see how their activity is, like if they actually watch you, or it was just an excuse. They check to see if that person actually watches your channel regularly, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. That's what they're saying. So, and then also that it's a good chance that if that person that is subscribed to you, if they don't show that they're doing hardly any activity on YouTube at all, then they just unsubscribe them from anybody that they're subscribed to. And I'm like, but that's not y'all choice to do that. You can't do that. Person could be in a hospital. You don't know. That person can be like just taking a vacation from YouTube, and for y'all just to be able to unsubscribe somebody, and that's why I say I call them out a lot of times too when I go live. I said now, when I just did with the one right there, I did that on my channel a minute ago, and I went back and counted in the amount of people that was in my channel that said that they are subscribed to me. I counted those numbers back, and I know that YouTube has their AIs and they have their folks in your channel watching because they don't like some things that you talk about. They won't even recommend your channel for other people to watch if you're talking about certain things. Now, so I can guarantee you this. If you was to sit up here and put a thumbnail up here, security boss, and you say, the drag queen man threw it down. Let's talk about this. He was up there strutting. He did his thing. We had to discuss this because this man put it down. I guarantee you probably have 1,000 people in your live. Yes. Put him in there. Yes, I guarantee you. But when you talk about things as far as the biggest threat to this society right now, a neutral family, they're going to suppress it. It doesn't make sense. I have almost 300,000 some subs, and when I post a video, you telling me only 200 people watched it? Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mr. Gray also says hybrid means graduation from marriage. Shout out to Tia. We are not talking about Miss Mary. We're gonna see her in about 6 months. Well, no, we're gonna give her a year. We're gonna see her in about a year. We're gonna talk. She's gonna be talking again, and we're gonna see how well she's doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna see, because right now she's just losing it. From far as I'm concerned, she's really losing it. But to get back to it, because we've been here right at 2 hours. I have appreciated you so much to being here with me. And my takeaway from this is we are losing the traditional values, because leadership and being a helpmate as a woman should be where we are as traditional. And if men are not wanting that anymore, are not willing to walk that out, what is left? What do we have left besides being hybrid men and women? And we want to get back to it because it's what's beneficial. It's how we were created. It's like you said, but we got to figure it out. So we got to put together something, a game plan on how we can spread a word that the nuclear family is where we should be. And it doesn't mean anybody shouldn't be working. It's the mindset in which we operate in. Even though I'm working, my husband's still bigger than me. He's still the leader. He's still carrying the discipline. He's still organizing the plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm gonna give him credit for that. I don't want to do it.
I'm standing at the edge.
What's wrong with that?
You be the life of the party.
Everything is right with that.
Party.
So go ahead and give us your final thoughts.
Okay, so I appreciate being here. I appreciate my subs coming over here into your channel. Salute to all of you at SB Nation. Appreciate y'all comments over here, the good, the bad, the ugly, etc., etc. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you have one journey through this thing called life. Make sure you make the most of it. You have to do things by what nature is telling you to do and how nature is pushing you to do. If you go against that, you made that life of yours. So here's the thing. I wouldn't want to live this one thing on this earth called hell and then die going out knowing I did not enjoy my life and knowing that I missed out on some good advice that you guys all heard here, all because of your pride. If you want to be happy, do what the people who have been happy tell you to do. Plain and simple.
Just a suggestion. But listen, I want to shout out. What you call her, Mama Don?
Mama Don.
Mama Don, Miss Carol, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Miss Carol, this is her first time. Is she one of your subscribers also?
Yep, Mama Carol, yeah. Red.
Mama Don, thank y'all so much for being here. All the support that you shared with me tonight. Please continue to tell all your friends that this lady that wears orange, chocolate sisters over here spreading the good news. And listen, if you subscribe to the channel, turn those alerts on because I'm going to be back probably on Wednesday night with another show. And who knows what we're going to be talking about. But definitely tune in and chat. Y'all have been fantastic. Sugar Bum, you know we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Cora, I got to hear more about this desfestation. Is that a word? But anyway, I got to hear about it. Y'all have a good night, and it's been a joy. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.
So I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black? I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road, I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road.